recap of the headlines. Customs intercept cannabis contraband worth over 220 million naira. Airpeace begins construction of aircraft maintenance facility. Mauritanian security accused of migrant abuse in HRW report. Apple warns UK competition plan could undermine security and innovation. Away from Africa, Trump-backed Bitcoin miner set to launch on Nasdaq. In health, Nigeria received $11 million cold chain equipment. In business, MASTERCARD and Circle expand stablecoin settlements. In sport, UEFA Champions League 2025 and 2026 league phase set as Final Four teams qualify. Country's aviation infrastructure. The project is expected to be completed within 12 to 15 months. The announcement follows the airline chairman's return from an official visit to Brazil with President Bola Tinubu, during which a direct air service agreement between Nigeria and Brazil was signed. The new MRO facility will reduce the need for foreign maintenance of Embraer aircraft, cutting costs and downtime while positioning Nigeria as a regional maintenance hub. Airpeace is set to launch its Nigeria-Brazil flight route by the third quarter of 2025, following bilateral endorsement from both countries' presidents. Nigerian aviation officials have described the initiative as a key economic milestone, particularly as trade between Nigeria and Brazil has declined from $10 billion to $2 billion in the past decade. The new Airlink and MRO facility are expected to support trade, tourism, and diplomatic relations between Africa and South America's largest economies. Moving on. A new report by Human Rights Watch has accused Mauritania's security forces of widespread abuse against African migrants and asylum seekers. The 142-page report outlines allegations of rape, torture, extortion, and racial discrimination by military personnel, border officials, and other security agents. Most of the alleged violations occurred as migrants attempted to leave Mauritania, a major transit hub for those heading to Spain's Canary Islands. The report, compiled over a 4-year period from 2020 to early 2025, ties abuses to a broader migration control strategy implemented under a £210 million deal between Mauritania and the European Union and Spain. The agreement was intended to reduce the number of dangerous Atlantic crossings, which saw nearly 47,000 migrants reach the Canary Islands last year. Human Rights Watch claimed the partnership has intensified human rights violations against black migrants, particularly from West African nations such as Senegal, Guinea, Mali, and Liberia. The findings include testimonies from over 220 migrants, many of whom describe being detained in poor conditions or facing abuse due to racial bias from security forces. Mauritania has rejected the allegations, while the EU maintains that its cooperation agreements are based on respect for human rights. Human Rights Watch has recommended further training for security personnel and the creation of an independent body to investigate alleged abuses. The report also acknowledges that recent reforms have led to some improvement in the treatment of migrants. Moving ahead, Apple has raised concerns over the UK government's proposed regulatory measures aimed at increasing competition in the mobile operating system market. The warning comes in response to efforts by Britain's Competition and Markets Authority to designate Apple and Google as holding strategic market status. The designation would give the regulator power to impose behavioral rules intended to ensure fairer app distribution across iOS and Android platforms. The final decision from CMA is expected in October. Under the proposal, Apple could be required to make its system more compatible with third-party apps and services and allow developers to direct users to external purchasing platforms. Apple argues these measures could diminish privacy and security protections, reduce investment in innovation, and potentially lead to the uncompensated sharing of proprietary technology with foreign competitors. Apple has also questioned the evidence supporting the CMA's proposed changes, pointing to limited developer input and survey data. The company maintains it competes with other major tech firms and warns the rules could create market imbalances. In response, the CMA emphasized that its approach is tailored specifically for the UK and differs from the European Union's model, aiming to boost competition without compromising consumer protection or intellectual property. Away from Africa now, American Bitcoin, a cryptocurrency mining firm co-founded by Eric Trump and Donald Trump Jr., is preparing to go public on the Nasdaq through an all-stock merger with GroupFund Digital Mining. The new entity, which will retain the name American Bitcoin and trade under the ticker ABTC, has secured backing from both crypto and traditional financial investors, including significant support from Hut 8, a Miami-based infrastructure firm that holds an 80% stake in the company. The merger is expected to finalize in the coming weeks, with trading projected to begin in early September. The company opted for a merger instead of a traditional IPO to leverage broader financing options and accelerate its market entry. Since its launch in March 2025, American Bitcoin has focused on becoming a global leader in Bitcoin mining and acquisition, actively exploring opportunities in Asia to expand its footprint and acquire digital assets. Hut 8 will provide an energy infrastructure by leasing data centers to the new firm as it scales operations. The move comes as the U.S. government increases support for crypto-related initiatives, prompting scrutiny due to the Trump family's direct involvement in the sector. While critics raise concerns over potential conflict of interest, American Bitcoin continues to position itself as a strategic player in the evolving digital assets industry. Let's go on the short break now, then it continues on the other side. The federal government of Nigeria has taken delivery of cold chain equipment valued at $11 million to improve vaccine storage, distribution, and immunization coverage nationwide. The equipment includes 1,653 solar-powered refrigerators, 165 sets of spare parts, and temperature monitoring devices. The official handover ceremony took place in Abuja and was coordinated by the National Primary Health Care Development Agency with support from Gavi, UNICEF, and other partners. The initiative comes ahead of a nationwide immunization campaign set to begin in October, targeting over 109 million Nigerians between the ages of 0 and 14. The delivery aims to address existing storage and distribution gaps, particularly in underserved communities and among children who have not received any vaccines. While 1,653 units, including the first batch of 525 already delivered, are now in the country and will be distributed across all 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory. States in the northern Nigeria will receive 53% of the refrigerators, while 47% will be allocated to southern regions. Health partners, including UNICEF and WHO, highlighted that the solar-powered refrigerators are essential for maintaining vaccine quality, especially in areas without reliable electricity. The new equipment is expected to improve routine immunization coverage, reduce vaccine wastage, and help Nigeria achieve its target of cutting the number of zero-dose children by half by 2028. And now in business, MasterCard and Circle have strengthened their partnership to enable stablecoin settlement using USDC and EURC for payment acquirers in Eastern Europe, the Middle East and Africa, EEMEA. This marks the first time the acquiring ecosystem in the region will have access to stablecoin-based transaction settlements connecting blockchain assets with traditional flat payment infrastructure. The expanded initiative was announced yesterday and aims to drive the integration of stablecoins into mainstream financial systems by improving liquidity and operational efficiency. The move responds to increasing demand for faster, more secure, and programmable digital payment options across diverse markets within the EEMEA region. Arab Financial Services and Easy Financial Services are the first companies to benefit from this new capability, providing future-ready infrastructure to meet evolving market needs. Industry experts believe this development will enhance cross-border commerce, reduce settlement friction, and support compliance and security standards in a rapidly transforming payments world. And now in sports. The full 36-team lineup for the 2025-2026 UEFA Champions League phase is now complete after Benfica Club Brugge Karabakh and Copenhagen secured the final spot in Wednesday playoff second leg matches. The official group stage draw is scheduled for today in Monaco. Historic qualifications mark this playoff round, with Kairat Almaty and Pafos FC both clinching their maiden group stage appearances, while Norway's Bodo Glimt advanced comfortably despite the second leg loss. In yesterday's decisive fixtures, Benfica edged Fenerbahce 1-0 on aggregate at the Estadio de Luz. Karabakh survived the late Ferencváros's comeback to prevail 5-4 on aggregate in Baku. Copenhagen defeated Basel 3-1 on aggregate, and Club Brugge crushed Rangers 9-1 on aggregate in a dominance display. The complete list of qualified teams includes European heavyweights such as Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, Liverpool, Arsenal, and newcomers like Kairat Almaty and Karabakh, setting the stage for another exciting Champions League campaign. Fans will watch closely as the draw pairs clubs with unique opponents using UEFA's software-assisted system. The fixture schedule will be released tomorrow. And that's all we have for you on Idea TV News Updates. But before we go, a quick recap of the headlines. Customs intercepts cannabis contraband worth over 220 million naira. Airpeace begins construction of aircraft maintenance facility. Mauritanian security accused of migrant abuse in HRW report. Apple warns UK competition plan could undermine security and innovation. Away from Africa, Trump-backed Bitcoin miner set to launch on Nasdaq. In health, Nigeria received $11 million cold chain equipment. In business, MasterCard and Circle expand stablecoin settlements. In sport, UEFA Champions League 2025 and 2026 league phase set as Final Four teams qualify. Do not forget to follow us across all our social media platforms at Idea Television. My name is Chinatu Oji. Enjoy the rest of your day.